The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You talk about this Rams defense.
Well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Third and 3.
Here's Jackson.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Ernest Jones.
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
On play action, Fields. He's got this downfield to McBride.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 33 yards that time.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Moody good with the extra point.
And it's now 21-0. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
This will be taken in the end zone, and no run back forthcoming, so they will bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A first down carry for Henry.
They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Slot man moves right. To throw is Jackson. Being chased out left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. It's complete. He finds Falk here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now Lamar changing the play. Now they'll audible to something else.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Rams are going to take over at their own 41. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
That's caught. It's Flowers.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Inside handoff, Henry. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here's Jackson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They keep it with Henry on first down. And a short gain here down to the 22. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now it's Jackson.
A check down here for Henry.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Rams are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on... this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's gone right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots him.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Well, the Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
Second half starts with a run by Gibson.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know. And go get the first down. That's exactly.
He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, LA. Chris Olave halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Rams come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Play action. Now Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Rams are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown, L.A.
Chris Olave.
His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year.
And the Rams open the lead up to 34-0. Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes this 35-0 now. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down. And Jackson throwing once more. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. And this is going to be another first down, as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 17-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Jackson now. Flushed out right.
Throw caught by Flowers. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touchdown.
From the gun, Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They go play action now. Jackson. And my goodness, another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Rams are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Fields. He lets it go deep for Olave.
It got his man complete.
There he goes again.
Touchdown, L.A.
Chris Olave.
A dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns.
And the Rams get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And it is 42-0. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
2nd down and 6 now.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. The Ravens on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
Now Jackson going to shift him around.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Third down and 10.
Jackson. And now here is another interception.
picked off by Afitu Melifonwu.
And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Parker, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Throwing is Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. They'll try to run it with Gibson.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now fourth and goal. You know what? I know it's fourth down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on fourth down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on fourth down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jackson. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson under pressure. They got him again. Byron Young in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw. And now here is another interception. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you'll only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout out.